So many times, especially when you wait on God for a husband or a wife, you'll be in a dilemma. You don't even know what to think. Sometimes you reach a time and be like, has God forgotten me? How do I even know that He's handling my situation? So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the signs that God is preparing you for a marriage. If you are new here, my name is Asperia Wogabaga, and you're welcome to my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. Be blessed. See you in the video. One, you have become more prayerful, especially on the area of marriage. Now, every time you desire something, then you feel like it is a time you need it, then you ask for it. You cannot give a child food when they have not felt hungry. So when you desire marriage and you start telling God, praying about marriage, then it's a good sign that you are getting prepared for it. God will not just give you anything which you are not ready for. So if you find you are ready, you are praying about it, you like tell God about it, in your prayers, you pray about your future spouse, it's a good sign that you are being prepared for marriage. Number two, you have already healed from your past brokenness. Now, when you be in a relationship and it fails to work, you get so heartbroken, like you feel you can't trust any man, any woman, like you cannot give your best to anyone because you were betrayed, you were mistreated, frustrated. So you feel like your heart is not ready to commit to any man or any woman. So the moment you realize that I am okay, I have moved on, I feel much better, I no longer care about the past brokenness, God has healed me, it's a good sign that you are ready for marriage. You are even willing to commit to another guy. So God can give you another one because He knows you are able to handle. So the moment you find you are able, you have already healed, you feel like you have moved on, it's a very good sign that God is preparing you for another beautiful relationship. Then number three, you no longer rush things. Like when you are in a relationship, you feel you are rushing to have sex, to have, everything. You just want it to come quickly, whether you understand this guy or not. Those are some of the mistakes that happen in a relationship. So at this stage, you realize that if you get a guy, you are willing to wait, learn about him, study, know where he comes from, know his faith and belief before you even want to commit yourselves to them. So you find that you are no longer rushing into things. You are slow and sure of something you're choosing to stay with for the rest of your life. So if you are in that situation, you find you no longer care about rushing, do this, it's a good sign that God is preparing you for a beautiful relationship. Number four, you have learned to be selfless. Now, God wants a marriage to be with people, between two people, a man and woman who care about one another. Now, sometimes you find before you get into a relationship, you care about yourself and yourself and yourself. You don't care about the needs of another person. You don't care about what other people feel. So in this situation, you find you have grown and you now care about others. You put others first before you. That's a very good sign because God knows that you're going to handle that husband, you're going to handle that woman if God gives them to you. So if you find you're selfless, like you care more about others, it's also another good sign that God is preparing you for a relationship. Then the next thing, your faith and your relationship with God have been established. You find you're now moving with God closer, like you're best friends with God. God wants to be number one in your life. He wants you to prioritize Him. And there you know that if you obey, believe, and fear God, then He gives you grace and you learn from Him that you can take care of this man or woman that God is going to trust you with. So if you find now you care, you move closer with God, you want to listen to what He says, you want to love and delight in His word, it's a good sign that God is preparing you for marriage because He wants the first position in your relationship, in your life. So if you find you're closer to Him, it's a good sign. The last one, you are financially independent. Now, before God gives you a woman, He will first give you what to do. Know that, knowing that you will sustain a marriage, because you are going to be responsible. You're going to have children. You're going to have a wife. So you need money. So you find that you are now able to carry a responsibility. If you find you're like financially independent, you no longer depend on your parents for survival, then it's also another good sign. Because before God trusted Adam with Eve, He first created him and made him work in Eden. He gave him a garden where he was supposed to work, because He knew that He was going to give him another responsibility. And it's a responsibility of a husband to take care of his house. So if you find that you can't handle, then you are not ready. But if you find that I'm now able, if I get a woman, I will support them, it's a good sign that God has prepared you for a relationship. Now, a lot can be added onto these points, but the few I've mentioned can help you also know that God is preparing you for marriage. If you love this video, kindly give it a like and share it with your friends who are also in a dating process. Maybe they have been waiting on God. It can be helpful. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing so that you won't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much. I pray that God will guide you and help you as you trust in Him in your relationship. For now, it's a goodbye.